Welcome to another episode of Terrible Advice, where we see how women sabotage other women. Today's question is, should you get married young or should you wait until you get old? Now, does this work differently for men versus women? Comment your thoughts under this video. Today, you guys are not going to believe the advice that this woman is giving, but we're gonna go ahead and see this video clip, then have this conversation. So make sure you like the video, then subscribe to the channel because I am posting daily content. My name is Bertrand. I am the coolest dude on the planet, and I'm your friend. Confidence and clarity is the goal, so here we go.
Ladies, if you got married young, I hope it was to the love of your life. I hope that there's nothing else you can ask for and everything is glorious. Now, I'm not talking to those ladies anymore. Now listen, do not get married young. Wait till 35 and only look for somebody who you are gonna make genetically a better offspring with, because that's your only responsibility as a human being on this planet. Second off, enjoy the meantime, okay? Because the men evolve. No longer are you getting the, hey, I don't care, like, what do you wanna do? Or like, oh, like, what are you in the mood for? Do you wanna get a dinner? You wanna go for drinks? No! They evolve into the men that ask you for your double.
Wait a minute. Do you know why men ask that question? It's because when you've been with a woman for a long period of time, the question that you will grow to hate is, what are we gonna eat tonight? Because you're gonna have ideas and she's gonna shoot them down one by one. Every option, everything that you come up with, she's gonna turn that down. So eventually you're just gonna let her choose because you don't want to go through the emotions of not being able to pick what she actually wants to eat. But let's continue.
To Sky Miles number because they want to give you points off of the trip that they bought you, okay? They plan trips to different states because they're bored. They go and get lunch in another state because they want to spend time with you, okay? The evolution is there. You just have to wait it out. Them kids and that boy you think is the love of your life.
Oh my gosh, take it easy. Who hurt you? I mean, this woman is absolutely devastated, ruined, damaged, traumatized. Oh my God. Right? I mean, that's what they would say about a man who would come on and say something like this. What I want men to really understand is, I don't even understand how a woman think that this is okay for her to actually say. Women are really sabotaging other women. For instance, everything that this woman said, women are already doing. For instance, we can use Drake as an example. I've seen a woman leave her fiance for a night or a month with Drake. The woman left an entire marriage proposal, right? The guy was, he just thought he had this woman all to himself. And then Drake got in her DMs because, she had a BBL. She already was a mom. She got her body done. And I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. I mean, she looked smashable for sure. But this woman left a man who was willing to marry her just for a little bit of time with Drake. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because what she's basically saying is, go get ran through, wait until you're too old to have children. Now, maybe she doesn't know that by the time a woman is 35, that she's lost the majority of her eggs, right?
Fertility. My eggs are high quality, but there's just not a lot of them. It's just so sad.
I do not accept a coffee or a...
Right? Maybe she doesn't know that. The next thing is, be superficial, right? Make sure that you deal with guys who have money, because if you just wait it out, and this was the worst part, is telling women to wait it out. Because what happens for those women who this fairy tale doesn't come true for? And what also happens to a woman when she realizes that not only can he fly to a different state to get lunch or food or whatever it is that he's doing because he's bored, what happens when she finds out that he's also doing that with women that are actually younger and prettier because he can? Now, when we look at this woman here, I was really tempted to put her on wall watch because this is not a young woman that we're looking at. The reason why I'm pointing that out is because as an older woman, she should understand that more than anything on the planet. Her experience should give her a different level of wisdom where she's actually trying to help women out. Because here's the thing, for a woman, you want to have those children when you're young because that's when the children have an opportunity to be their healthiest. Now, when a woman is actually waiting on this knight in shining armor to actually show up, guess what happens? He just leaves her and goes to the next woman because now at this point in time in his life, this is when he actually has some money. This is actually when he has some freedom. And you know what he doesn't want to do? He doesn't want to get married. Or maybe he'll sell that woman a dream. Or maybe that woman will show him that she is a horrible option to choose. Women, ladies, because I know there's some ladies who watch my show because I see y'all get in the comments. Listen, this is horrible advice. If this is not horrible advice, please tell me why. Because again, a man wants a young wife. He wants a young, beautiful wife that he can have children with, that he can just put through the mattress as much as possible. I don't think women understand how important sex is for a man. In a marriage, outside of a marriage, in a relationship, outside of a relationship, I don't think women really understand, or maybe they do, and that's the reason why they weaponize it. Now, relationships, the majority of them don't work because women's standards are so high that they're no longer looking for a human being. They're no longer looking for a man. They're looking for God in the flesh. That's what they're looking for because they want you to do all these things for them and just be happy with their presence. And I'm here to tell you that's not enough. And in fact, as a woman gets older, it gets a little bit harder to look at her unless you really love that woman, right? And now you can appreciate you guys aging together. But if you don't really love that woman and you see that woman getting old, oh my gosh, it turns into a nightmare because in her mind, she thinks that she's as attractive as the 25-year-old when she's not. And that's really like the downside to this. See, women don't realize that you're in competition with other women. The reason they don't understand this is because one, they haven't ran into the same men that they're actually interested in yet, or they haven't realized that, okay, now that he's my man, and now that she's telling him all the secrets, how much money he got, how good or how bad he is in the bedroom, what he can and can't do around the house, right? Once she starts telling the other women those things, this is when those women stab them right in the back. You know how many times I've heard women say, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that my best friend ended up.
We listen, but we don't judge.
Do you want me to say it?
Do it.
Say it. I f***ed the kid you were in love with.
Wait, you guys
Oh.
Wait, did you actually?
Friend ended up messing with my baby daddy or my husband or my boyfriend. I've heard that so many times that I'm like, women just can't keep their mouth shut, right? Like they gotta keep on yapping. They gotta keep telling people what's going on in their relationships. And this is why relationships are not working. When you are in a relationship, you have to have a high BS meter, meaning you have to really be able to deal with the BS that's coming with this woman because she's gonna get on your nerves. Now, I'm not saying you're not gonna get on her nerves, but what I'm saying is she's going to get on your nerves to the point to where you will start pulling back on the affection, right? And she needs affection in order to desire you, right? In order for her to desire you, you have to give her some type of, let's just call it simpish type of attitude or some type of like romance, right? You have to kind of sort of romance her in order for her to even desire you, because if she don't, she ain't gonna get wet for you. And if she don't get wet for you, then it's gonna turn out even worse. When it comes to this whole traveling thing, fellas, we learned something in the previous video where a IG/OF model told us why or how these women are being flown out to Dubai and what they're being flown out to Dubai for.
I had a guy tell me, I want you to come to Dubai and
Come to Dubai.
I want you to shit on me. Like mad crazy stuff. And then we offer me a bag, like 50s,
I'm saying, so
100K.
girls is really getting
What? Let's continue.
hit it on out here though. Literally
There's a lot of girls that go to Dubai for that.
to get shit on.
Yeah.
I ain't never knew that. I thought that was fake.
No, that's a real thing. I know a lot of girls. But just like I said, like I don't judge nobody. Like you.
Like
get
how
how
do you take a how do you do that to a
For
person?
porta potty, dump on them, all over them. That's what they're getting paid to do. That's what they're modeling. They're modeling dump, doo-doo, all over them. So when a woman is telling you about how well traveled she is and what she has going on with all of these different guys, or she'll make it maybe probably seem like it's a guy, right? It's a guy, a ex that was allowing her and giving her all these trips and giving her all of this money. But then when you look deeper into it, you'll say, well, why aren't you still with that dude? Like, if he was that amazing, if he was able to get you all these gifts, if he was able to take you out on these expensive dates and take you to this expensive restaurant, this guy can fly you to another state just for lunch because he's bored. Why doesn't she think that he can do that for another woman? Why doesn't she think that another woman will be available to do something like that? Like, why doesn't she think that? Why can't she see it? She can't see it because she's only thinking about herself. And this is what you will experience within a relationship. That's why I said you have to have a high BS meter. You have to be willing to deal with a whole bunch of BS and take a whole lot of blame for things you didn't do and for the things that you haven't figured out how to do just yet. Now, when it comes to my message is adapt. Adapt to what's going on, fellas, because you are the person that has to figure out how you want to live your life. I can tell you, the best thing that you can do for yourself is find your purpose. Because when you find your purpose, the money will find you and the women will find you. She's an example of exactly what I'm talking about. How much energy and effort do you really have to put into this woman? And she's older on top of that. So that usually means she doesn't want children. Now, you'll get to enjoy her a few times before she really starts, trying to push on marriage to you, because in her mind, being a girlfriend is childish, right? So she's not really gonna want to be a girlfriend. She's gonna want you to marry her. This is the issue with women trying to date over the age of 35. If you don't believe me, look at the dating apps. Check out the dating apps. When you start to see women 30 and older, oh my God, it is the same. It is almost the same exact profile. I'm not here for hookups. If you're just looking for a one-night stand, then go ahead and swipe. Go ahead and go to the next profile because I am not that kind of woman. What type of woman do you think she is for the guy who can fly to a different state just to get something to eat? Do you think that she has the same boundaries and limitations and standards for that guy? I can tell you she does not, because she understands one thing: she can be replaced. There is another woman willing and waiting for that kind of opportunity, because most women, most intelligent women, know that guy, that type of opportunity doesn't come by very often. It's easy for me to keep saying, yeah, those guys are rare guys, and yeah, those guys are high value guys. But an older woman already knows this. She already knows she has not met a lot of men who are able to do that. That's why she's telling women to just wait it out. Again, the issue with that is, what if that guy never comes along? Or what if that guy does not decide he's gonna get down on one knee and marry you, because now he's having fun. He's out here enjoying his life. That's what she's telling these women to do in their young ages, when they are their most fertile. If your job is to have children, why would you wait till you're not fertile to actually start trying to have children? You know what's gonna happen? You're only gonna have one or two. The majority of men want more than one child. The majority of men want 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 kids. Is she really gonna start having kids at the tender age of 40 years old? Most women don't even wanna have children that old, or they already have them. Now, let's be honest, this advice is actually great for a man, because when it comes to men, we start to peak like around 35 years old. Like, we start to wake up and we start looking at things and say, dang, wait a minute. I don't have a house. I don't have an apartment complex. I don't have a fast food franchise. I don't have a car that I actually own, right? Or I don't have the car that I actually want. Right? For whatever reason, you chose women, you chose to be with a woman, you know, or you was just out here playing the field. You were distracted. You didn't really know what you wanted to do. But then one day you woke up, you're 35, and now all of a sudden you're starting to figure things out. You're starting to see what you actually want to do. So again, for men, this actually works great, because this is when you really start to understand what's going on in life. And then you start to plan for the future. The reason why this is horrible, terrible advice for women is because what's the future now? What is the future that you're looking to build? Just being with a man? Men want more than that. Men want more than just having a woman there. Now, listen, some men are actually fine with just having that woman there, but the majority of men want to have a woman that they can continuously plant their seeds in and watch them grow. That's literally what the majority of men want. Now, we're going to talk about settling. Well, some men will settle for a woman who's already had children and doesn't want to have any more children because he likes that woman just that much. But what happens when you find out that she feels like she's settling for you? How will that feel? Comment under this video. Remember, when you are watching these videos, you are becoming the best version of yourself. Now that this video was done, do me a huge favor. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.